We are back with more My Southern Home, and I'm here with Yvonne Overstreet with Class Act Federal Credit Union. And Yvonne, the home that we're in right now is a perfect example of a beautiful second home that someone would purchase.
It certainly is. It's a gorgeous home. This is what I would consider maybe that, middle of the road. I've grown out of our first home. We've had children. We need more space. We need a new yard. We need a larger area, more square footage. So I guess I would consider, we talked about the first time home buyer moving into that second phase of life, into that home, and how do you get here? What are some of the ways to utilize the equity you've built in the first home and then move into the second phase of life? So what we kind of wanted to touch on and make sure that you're aware of is how to use that money, how to leverage your equity, how to move forward with what you've already gained in that first home that you purchased. So there's different ways you can do that. How are you going to purchase this home? We have a lot of questions I get about this next level is, is it best to put 20% down and why? And we can talk a lot about mortgage insurance and what that entails, and how do I get that 20%? Do I pull from the equity from my first home? And what if you don't have that equity? What are other options? How can I, and where can those funds come from? Some of the other things that we touch on in getting to this particular stage of life is, once you're there, one of the important parts of figuring out what you should do is decide, okay, how long you anticipate on being at home. Are you moving because your children are now in a different school district and you plan on seeing them through that? And so is that a 5-year thing? Is that a 10-year thing? So that when you are now moving into that loan that you're going into, is it more important to look at the rate? Is it more important to look at the costs? Kind of a rule of thumb is the shorter the period of time that you're going to be in a home, concerned more about the cost, the longer period of time, the interest rate. So we'll talk to you about that, kind of educate you that. Like I said, I feel like the numbers kind of speak volumes. Want to talk about a little bit about where you can pull that. So let's say you're ready to go, you're ready to move into that next home. So we built some equity, right? Maybe you've put money into the Class Act Honors checking account, and you've been building that 4% dividend that it offers, and you're going to pull some of that money in, and then you're going to put it down into that home, into a 20% down payment. Now you're here, and now what do you do? So we're going to help you kind of gauge what's going to be best. What are your loan options? And then when you're here, what are some of the plans that you have moving forward with the home?
Yvonne, say someone wants to buy a home that is a fixer-upper, or maybe the home needs some work. Mm-hmm. It needs new carpet, they want to paint, but they don't necessarily have those funds. You have loans that can help them with that.
We absolutely do, yes. And you're going to be looking into second mortgages, fixed second mortgages, home equity lines of credit on the existing home that you currently own on those, refinancing potentially what you already have. Obviously, if you're buying a new home, you're going to need to have the beginning point, which is where you are now, or you can get into the home, go through that process, and then start to utilize the equity that you already have in that particular property.
Yvonne, one of the things that I like so much about the way Class Act Federal Credit Union does business is you see yourself as a partner and as a place of knowledge for people that are getting ready to buy their first home, they're getting ready to move up into their second home, or they want to remodel their home.
Mm-hmm. It's not just get in, get out, get the loan, and we're finished. We want to be able to educate you, show you how, what's the best, work the figures, figure out where you are, and then figure out where you want to go and help guide you through that. We like to have a team of people. When you're buying a home, it's not just us, it's the real estate agent, it's the inspectors that are going to be coming involved. So we like to put a team together behind you, help and assist in that entire process, no matter what home that you are currently in, the first, the second, third, moving on, and just make that process less of a headache per se, or just more calming, and just ease your way through it.
The biggest thing when someone's thinking about purchasing a new home is to give you a call and start that path.
Yes, it's just a phone call. Some of the very first basic things, we're going to take an application, we're going to pull credit, we're going to analyze credit, we're going to look at your debt to income ratio, and then we're off and running. And we'll help guide you with everything that you need to bring. We're going to have a list of items so that we can assess those things. You know, we'll be there from the beginning to end. But yes, it's as simple as a phone call, email, fill out application, and then we'll start from there.
And you have a new texting program too, where someone can text you and start immediately receiving information.
Yes, if you would like any information, you're going to text HOME, HOME, to 212-3167. That's 502 area code. And then it's going to come to us, and then we're going to just give you a call. We can set up an appointment from there, and then we can start the process for you.
Well, thank you so much, Yvonne. I
Thank
really
you.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
We'll be back with more My Southern Home in just a moment.